Fuck it. Do it live. What's popping? What's popping? Oh, we just saw that. It's your boy Top Left. Inside joke. You'll get that later. Back Friday with the boys. Troy's in the building. Moolage in the building. How you guys doing?
Good, good, good. Hey, I had the other one on last episode. I got the Saquon on this time.
He
Should
said
have
he
worn the
pulled out this
Saquon.
Saquon for y'all
You
today.
should have worn the Saquon last week. You might have
Nope,
won.
I got the Saquon now. Now I got the Saquon because we trading them. What's up, man?
No, not the trade. He's starting
No,
off
no, no,
crazy
no.
today.
No, yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the only thing the Giants got going for themselves.
Not the trade.
Gonna
I
be a good
refuse
show
to believe it.
today.
Hey, I refuse to believe they're
Uh,
selling Saquon, man. Hey, I'm doing real good today, y'all. You feel me?
So who?
Really busy today, like always. But we here. We here.
on a
So
football Friday.
yeah, on a football Friday. Mel, how you doing today, brother?
I am good. It's a busy week in the comments on TikTok. That was a great day. I mean, that's
Oh,
a great thing.
absolutely.
Um, yeah. So speaking of which, I want to try something new today. It's called FTSL, and not for what you guys think. It was going to be from the land of social media, but didn't work with the acronym that I wanted to use. So it's going to be from the social media land, FTSL. We're going to talk about what's been going on in social media. A lot of non-smart conversations were going on in social media. Don't want to trigger nothing, get ourselves kicked off by using the wrong words. So there was a conversation that Justin Jefferson is better than Jerry Rice. This is a real conversation. This is a real conversation.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Like a
I seen the
real,
thumbnail.
like actual conversation. Like
An actual conversation.
Yeah, I was surprised to see this on the doc. I'm like, where's Mel going with this? Hopefully, we don't got to do hypotheticals because I know Mel don't like hypotheticals.
I don't do hypotheticals. I do not do hypotheticals. I actually watched a couple different podcasts have this conversation in real time that Justin Jefferson is a better wide receiver than Jerry Rice. And I would like to get you guys' comments before I lose my mind. Well, Troy
say
left. Troy
say
lost his mind completely because he's gone.
say that again one more time for me.
Yes, there was conversations that that Justin Jefferson is a better wide receiver than Jerry Rice. Oh, everybody's gone now. Shit. Everybody said fuck it. Everybody. They just said fuck
How
it.
we feeling about that right now?
Everybody.
Mel ain't
Everybody
got
cut
you
it.
off the screen.
Hey, I appreciate you because I was finna do the same goddamn thing. Hey, look,
Holy shit! No, I'm not having this conversation, bro.
we're not doing this.
Not
We're
even
we're
going
we're
to.
we're
Not,
not we're
hey,
not doing this.
not
Hey,
going. Not even going to touch
everybody
it.
in the chat, everybody who's watching the live right now,
Not even
everybody on
going to touch
TikTok,
it.
everybody on Instagram, Twitter. I don't care if you on LinkedIn. Okay, we not having it.
This is a real conversation. Like I don't.
Yeah,
Okay,
but we not having this conversation.
we are definitely having. We are definitely having this
There's no
conversation.
conversation
Mel,
to
I
be
will
had.
sit here and pout right now.
There's no
No, no, no,
conversation
no,
to
no.
be
I am.
had.
Look,
There's
I am.
no
No, okay,
conversation to be had.
I understand. There's no conversation, but this goes to the conversation that I said we were talking in the comments all week about
We
certain
got I
things.
hate the NFL in the chat. We got the fake
And
mail back in the chat.
shout out
Shout
to
out to the
Fake Mel
fellas
in the
in the chat.
comment in the chat. Is because this generation of people honestly believe that everything that's happening today is better than what it was yesterday. And it's and I am not saying Justin Jefferson is not a good wide receiver. I am not saying that. What I am saying is he is nowhere near Jerry Rice.
Hey, Mr. QG, you jumped in at the right
That's
time,
what
too,
I'm
brother.
saying. What's
I
going on,
try
Mr.?
to. What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing, man?
Good to
Good.
have you, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all as well, man. Appreciate the collab effort, man.
Hey,
Nah,
I'm
nah.
sorry. I appreciate you for sliding through, but I'm
Yeah.
pouting right now. I'm pouting right now because of the conversation that is at
that we
hand.
not gonna have.
Hey,
the conversation that
hey,
we not gonna have.
hey, tempers flare sometime. That's the life of sports. Being a sports fan, right?
Hey, see, you
Exactly.
understand it.
There ain't no way we having this conversation. Justin, look, okay, I understand, right? Recency bias. I get everybody's. You know what I'm saying? They see they like what they see, right? But can we let's not do this. Let's
Hey,
not
Mel,
do that. Not
remember what I
that.
said? Remember what I said
Not
on
that.
TikTok? Remember what I said on TikTok, Mel, about how
Which
the
one?
guys that see the game today just have to put the guys they see today in front of the guys they haven't seen.
Right.
That's what's happening here. It's like
No, this is
Atlanta
exactly
and
what's
Justin
happening.
Jefferson. They have never seen Jerry Rice, and they're like, "Yeah, Justin Jefferson's better than Jerry Rice."
I mean,
No,
it's more than that. If we're gonna play that game, I was having this conversation at lunch with somebody. We was talking about how they like to anoint like a guy like Luka in basketball right now, but it's like we just forgot what all the greats looked like prior to. Like we forgot the '90s existed in basketball for some reason.
I
Right?
like
exactly.
this
Like
guy
how do we
already.
100%.
how do
I
we
like
forget
this
what
guy already.
transpired before? Like are we crazy?
And we're talking about Justin Jefferson. Yeah, he is part of the next generation of receivers. Yes,
Absolutely.
but let's we don't even have to start with like Jerry Rice. Other greats before him, like look at a guy like Steve Smith Sr. One of the biggest little men that played a great receiver role. Let's talk about Mr. Reliable Hands and Anquan Bolden. Feel like that dude didn't drop anything. Like
Where he
there are
at?
so
Me right
many
here.
there are so many other receivers. Like we ain't talking about Marvin Harrison for some reason.
Keep
Like
going. Reggie
Nope.
Wayne.
we
can
just
continue.
have a
Isaac
litany
Bruce.
of
Torrey
guys. Like
Holt. Let's talk
he
about
has
it.
he hasn't even kept up with what prior to injury what T.Y. Hilton was doing. Like T.Y. Hilton was murdering cats before
Correct.
he
Keep
got
he
injured.
crazy.
was.
Keep
Oh,
going.
he
I
was.
will.
Look,
I will make the
Deshaun
argument.
Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, like like there's a lot of guys people just forgot about.
Forgot about.
Mhm. I'll make the argument. He's not better than the dude he played in college with, Jamar Chase.
He's not. I
Not.
think Jamar Chase is the
He's
best
not.
receiver of that young group. Like me
Yeah, he's
personally,
not.
like I think he's better than DK. I do think he's better than AJ Brown.
Who got
I think,
shut down
Absolutely.
more games this year? Wasn't it Justin Jefferson?
Yep.
I believe it was
Actually,
Justin
it was.
Jefferson. Now he's also had some phenomenal games. Like
He's had
Yeah.
monster games.
Yeah, monster
he
games
has,
for
but
sure.
like the numbers he's putting up are great. But then we ask him if he's better than Jerry Rice, right? Look, he's not even better than Megatron. And Megatron didn't even play a full, he didn't even play a full career. He, left when he left. But
Mr. GQ.
oh man, I love football. We talking about one of my go-to sports here. So
Yeah, because it's
But I
going
want to
to
take
be.
the time out real quick. Sorry, Mel. Mr. GQ,
Yeah.
go ahead and introduce yourself to the people in the chat, though.
Yes,
so
please do so.
ladies and gentlemen, I am the man, Mr. GQ. I'm coming to you live from my little back cave, aka my other little studio here. I'm on another podcast called Gentleman's Talk. My partner, DJ Michael B, is at work, so I told him I'll take care of it for both of us today.
There you go.
There you go. I like it.
There you
I like
go.
it.
For coming
Welcome.
through.
Another welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
it's I just found it. Like I said, it's the same thing with the. I'll throw the Patrick Mahomes into the and I'll thrust him into this and the comparisons of he's the best quarterback we've ever seen conversation. Is he though? This is like I said, my opinion. I honestly don't believe Patrick Mahomes is that guy that everybody believes he is right now. Can he become that guy later on in his career after he has amassed some more championships, a couple MVPs, some legit battles within
He
his
hasn't been in
career?
the league. He hasn't been in the league long enough.
That's
That's
the
my
simple
that's
fact.
We're like we have this newer generation behind us has a tendency of anointing people way too early.
Way too
yes.
early.
Like look
Way
at a
too
quarterback
early.
like let's talk about Josh Allen then. And I said this
Let's do
and
that.
people got pissed off at me, but I said it
Oh,
anyway.
Mel gonna love this.
I said
Oh,
Josh
I'm gonna love
Allen
it. Let's go.
I said Josh Allen is the worst red zone quarterback in football. Because
And that's
a
true.
quarterback
Go, go,
a
go.
quarterback as great as he is, you cannot turn the ball over in the red zone. And this man is notorious for throwing interceptions in the red zone.
Yep.
You cannot be an elite quarterback throwing the ball away in the red zone. Like you can't. And we talk about Patrick Mahomes, right? But I'm like, look at a couple of greats before him. He hasn't even amassed enough to he's on par with like a Dan Marino right now. Dan Marino still throws one of the prettiest balls we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we continue to forget about the guys that came before. A guy like Steve Young and Joe Montana who were doing all this off-script stuff before Mahomes even came into the league. Like we're forgetting about the guys before, Randall Cunningham, like, the OGs that laid
Mm-hmm.
the foundation for something like this.
I do remember that. I hate football.
Now, I do think he is like that. He's that prototype of that baseball player turned football player that's exceeding all expectations.
Absolutely.
Because he's got that. He's got all the tools you need. You can obviously tell he's a baseball player based on his throwing motion. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best of that bunch. He's definitely better than anything Kyler Murray has put out there and a few other guys that, Curse, as we've seen in time, has passed so far.
Yep.
Honestly.
And that's my biggest issue. It's just like, and a lot of it's based off of numbers, and the numbers are going to be inflated today because we're in a passing league.
Definitely.
And to say, oh, well, look at the numbers that Justin Jefferson put up his first 3 years compared to what Jerry Rice did his first 3 years. I was like, but you also have to take into consideration the time in which they played.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jerry Rice played in a time where you didn't throw the ball really unless you had those kind of receivers.
Mm-hmm.
On third down.
They ran the ball a lot more. Look at the Broncos in the 90s. They threw it, but you knew Terrell Davis was the guy. Like, you knew that.
Exactly.
Of course, then you had the emergence of Shannon Sharp, who laid the foundation for tight ends being as effective as they are now, because he was that H-back turned H-back who catches passes deep all of a sudden, becoming a big guy catching those passes. We just forget what happened prior to what we have now. Of course, it's a passing league.
Which is
crazy.
crazy.
To a point where, but it's beautiful. But yes, the numbers are completely inflated, but that does not mean that you can anoint greatness this early.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's crazy because I think people forget that it's a passing league now.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, it was a running league. And these
100%.
receivers were still putting up those crazy numbers, which is
Exactly.
like you got to think about all the great running backs that came in that time. And then think about all the same receivers that came in that same time and had those crazy numbers that they were putting up. Just like you said, they really didn't have to throw the ball unless they had those guys out there. Because most people were taking running backs. Running backs ruled the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah. Look,
and so when you look
forget,
at those athletes, they're putting up those crazy astounding numbers with these crazy running backs. It's like that's wild. It's compared to now to where it's like it's one or the other. Either you have a crazy run game or a crazy pass game.
100%. I mean, we forget. Remember that Tampa Bay Buccaneers were using Mike Allstott at one point, basically a fullback turned running back.
Oh yeah, they were.
Like he was a
OG
point
Big
of their
Mike,
offense. Like this is one of the biggest guys you've ever seen. Like this is This is Derrick Henry before Derrick Henry hit the league.
Literally.
Mike Allstott was bigger than literally anybody that tried to tackle him.
He was bigger than the world. It was crazy.
Yeah. If people thought Derrick Henry was a problem, I'm gonna give two names. So I mean, I might be older than all of y'all. I mean, I am older than all of y'all, so it's gonna be nothing. Christian Okoye and Marion Butts.
Boys, oh my gosh!
Like those two dudes were nightmares. Yeah. And I'll throw Leroy Horde and Kevin Mack. Shoot, I can run down the names.
I mean, even a guy like Jerome Bettis, he wasn't as fast. But
Jerome Bettis, right?
People forget about a guy like Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis was a perfect combination of power and speed.
Yeah, Clinton Portis was Adrian Peterson before Adrian Peterson.
Yes,
thank you. Okay, so look, when I say that, Mel, I sound insane, right? But I've literally been talking about that for the past 2 months because everybody's trying to compare. Oh well, who was the agent? I said, bro, y'all got to think about this. Like, go back and watch Clinton Portis, bro. That man was insane.
Yeah. A guy like that for the Jets. Look, Curtis Martin, another guy. Like these are
my God.
those hybrid style guys that were like your speed and power guys in combination before your Christian McCaffreys existed. Like now for us it was a big deal when you had a guy like Priest Holmes.
Literally,
that was a big deal. Jabal Charles,
I got a Priest Holmes story too. That's another thing.
And then you got, of course, CJ2K. Like that's a generational type of a running back. A guy that's that fast, that powerful, that could just, do what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah. And it's like, it's weird because this is a conversation that I get into, and I love the Christian McCaffreys but a lot of those dudes come from the Roger Craigs, the Ronnie Harmons, those backs. And like a lot of people don't know who those backs are. But Roger Craig was like the first back to rush and receive for 1,000 yards in the same season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was doing it in the 80s when it was not supposed to be done.
I was gonna say when that was essentially unheard of. Like when you were passing the ball, it was to your receivers. Like, it was crazy to sit there and pass the ball to your running back out the backfield and have him
the original
literally
check down.
the original check down and have him take
Yep.
off 30, 40, 50 yards down the sideline because he was that fast and nobody can catch him.
Yeah, but that's the difference between your casual football fan and your football historians.
Definitely.
Those who pay homage. So, like, when the NFL 100 came out, I was a huge fan because they paid homage to the OGs, the middle of the pack, and the new guys. And I thought they got it right. There was a great mixture of all those generations put together.
Absolutely.
I don't think they got it. I don't think any of those positions or skill groups that they got wrong. I think they all were right. I loved them all.
Definitely.
Especially the linebackers, because that was probably the hardest category because there's so many great linebackers.
Absolutely.
Like, there's probably not a single position in football that's deeper than the linebacking position.
Oh,
because
for sure.
there's so many linebackers.
I would say I would agree actually, because you got to think about it as far as corners, safeties, running backs, quarterbacks, like linebackers, as far as how deep they were with talent.
He said somebody said that Derwin James was better than Eric Berry.
What? I blocked his dumb ass.
Yeah, no.
Rightfully so.
While we're in the pause, I want to go back to this one real quick, bro. Hey, all we do is talk logic. All right, that's why I said I like Mr. GQ, because he came in and he fit right in with us. We just talk logic, keep talking logic, and that's
I'm not finna feed you no bullshit. Like, we're not finna go down that. Like, that ain't what I do. I'm sorry.
That's not what we do.
There you
go. I will go ahead and get my scrutiny out the way now. I'm a Patriots fan, so I have to be biased. I don't have a choice because I spent all this time as a young kid having my team be great. Ironically, my man up there got the Giants shirt on, so we suffered two
that's not it.
in the Super Bowl.
That's not it. You don't see Eli right there. You don't see David Tyrese right there.
Yeah. Oh, I see it because that was the last moment that David Tyree had that was worth anything. Is he ain't but he had the biggest moment of his career though.
Hey,
that man ain't got to pay for nothing in New York no more. But
thank you.
That's true.
Yeah. So I go all the way back. We talk about being football historians. I go all the way back to being a Patriots fan back to 1996. So we talking about back when Pete Carroll was still doing his thing. Like we go, that's how far back we're going with my fandom. Because I'm originally from Kansas, so we didn't really have any professional sports teams. Even though people, what about the Chiefs? I'm like, that's next door in Missouri, man. Pull your map out. Pay attention.
Hey, I feel you. Better tell them check your maps, man.
Somebody failed geography just a little bit.
I just want to say, get that geography together.
Get that geography, man. You better bust out that map.
I'm trying to tell you, but
that's good. See, this is where this is going. All right, well, now I'm gonna poke the bear right now because we put up our top 5 tight ends of all time.
Okay.
Being that you're a Patriots guy, where do you see Gronk historically amongst the tight ends?
Gronk historically. So I struggled with that one because it's hard to, you have to separate your fandom.
I want to see
that bias out. But get that bias out.
Absolutely. But then when you look at the eye test, I've only seen 2 other tight ends that were more dominant than him, at least as far as offensive on the field. He's a mismatch. But I still respect what Shannon Sharp did, and I still respect what Tony Gonzalez did because those guys were hybrids in their own right. It's like what Shannon Sharp had as far as speed and power, he also would truck stick you with no problem. Tony Gonzalez was doing things that we saw Jimmy Graham do before Jimmy Graham even came into the league because the argument can be made Tony Gonzalez might have been the most athletic tight end we had at the time. So for me, I would put Gronk at 3 if I'm being completely honest. And then I've got a couple of guys before because I like a lot of guys. Like I like Benjamin Watson, a guy nobody talks about a lot. I thought he was a good tight end given the time. Jimmy Graham was good for, we'll say, really 4, maybe 5 years, and the injury started kind of plaguing him a little bit. So he kind of lost some value in there. And then like a lot of people talk about George Kittle now, but I'm like, George Kittle's all right. He's not bad, but then look at Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's killing the game. He's one of our newer tight ends. But he eventually will find his way into that conversation as well. As far as playoff numbers, it's him, Gronk, and a few others as far as tight ends go. So
definitely.
Okay, because I didn't have Gronk in my top 5. I just wanted to see.
I got him at 3. I think,
and I'm okay with that. I respect it because of the generation you came from. You saw a lot more tight ends than I did. So I have to kind of be mindful of that as well. So
no, definitely.
I actually would like.
He's 3 for me right now too. So
I'm being honest.
Huh?
He wants to hear
I actually would like to hear your top 5.
What was my top 5? It was. Hold on. What the hell has my top 5? I know it was Travis Kelce was 5.
Okay.
I know in no particular. It was Tony Gonzalez was one. Antonio Gates was two or three. Shannon Sharp
Okay.
was either two or three. And
Yeah,
who
because I
was
was surprised
four?
you put Shannon there.
Right. And who did I have at four?
I don't remember.
Um,
Because I had Dicker. I had Dicker in mind.
I like Dicker. Dicker's another. That was another
I
one
had
that people
Mike
forget
Dicker
about.
in
yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Who the heck did I have at four? I can't remember who I had at four.
It wasn't
Tony
Gronk because you didn't put Gronk.
No, it wasn't Grunt. Tony Gonzalez, Shannon, Antonio Gates, Travis Kelsey. Oh, Jason Witten.
Okay,
Jason Witten,
okay,
yeah.
Mr. Consistency himself.
I had Jason Witten at 5 because I couldn't decide who else I wanted to put there. So
Yeah, if I had to drop one at 5, it definitely would have Mr. Consistency. But yes, ma'am. My daughter done decided to make an appearance.
nah, so good. We all got kids
Hey,
here.
the kids with the dog. Yeah.
It's the family show.
How you doing, Mama?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hello.
she loved it. She did. She just finished getting her dinner on, but she loves the camera.
Hey, my daughter too. That's when when you see me cut mine off, it was my daughter trying to get her little 5 minutes of shining.
I mean, 5 minutes. She tried to get all my time. You know, like I'm a part of a very unique group called the Dad Gamers, so I have to wait till my daughter go to sleep to turn the PS5 on.
Hey, I feel you.
Hey,
I feel you too.
Hey, you see these? They block all the noise out.
Look, you see the gamer chair. I got mine too, so I'm right there.
Yeah, I feel y'all.
Yep.
I definitely
Plug it up and get that vibrating seat going on.
There you
Hello.
go.
Hey, if you know, you know, right?
If you know, you know.
So we'll leave the Jetta situation, Jerry Rice and Jetta situation to bed. We all agree with
I
that.
didn't have an opinion. I told you I wasn't talking about that.
I don't even think it's a worthy conversation to have.
It wasn't. I guess they had to fill airtime up on their show when they was doing it.
Gotcha.
Is Joe Burrow next up?
That's actually a good question. I was talking about Joe Burrow today, and so now that I got these other sports minds around here, I'm curious what you guys think about this. This is what I said today.
Hold on.
I said,
go look at Antonio Gates' numbers and tell me if you would put him over Gronk. Go look at Antonio Gates' numbers, please.
Let me grab my.
Oh, no, not you. It was not somebody in the comments was saying
it was the fake mail. It was fake mail.
Yeah,
it was the fake mail.
He said can't put Gates over Gronk. I mean, because I do think when you look at those tight ends, I do think the eye test plays a role in it too. And Gronk was just that guy. But back on this Joe Burrow thing. So what I said about Joe Burrow, I said Joe Burrow is my generation now's Peyton Manning, because of the pre-snaps and the way that he goes about things. And I didn't want to agree with it at first, but then I had to go back and do my due diligence and watch some film because I had to learn this. So when you watch Joe Burrow pre-snap, right, he'll watch a defense run the same coverage 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, 6 times in a row. He makes subtle changes to receivers' routes, which is very similar to what Peyton Manning was doing. And would
you say he was reading the defense?
Oh, for sure.
Some quarterbacks don't.
Because I got laughed at by some people when I said, not the people that are on this call or anything like that, by others, when I said that Joe Burrow reads defenses better than most quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes in particular.
Because he does. If you watch the film doesn't lie.
Thank you.
Watch how his receivers run routes. If all of a sudden you look at just a subtle move, like let's take a slant. Let's just take one of the most basic receiver routes, right? If they're running a 3 and a 5 step slant into a cover 2 and they notice that it continues to get covered up, Burrow say flip it and make it a hot, make it a 1-step slant, make it a 2-step and go here. All of a sudden that receiver ends up being wide open because the coverage is now in front of that guy. And now he's got yards after catch because unlike most teams, you've got a team like the Bengals that have arguably one of the best trios of receivers amongst all NFL teams. So he's got 3 guys who 2 of those 3 could be number 1s on a lot of other teams. So it's easy to make those kind of adjustments. People forget before Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd was a guy.
Oh, for sure.
Tyler Boyd was a guy, and T. Higgins is a guy that got stolen in the draft. He could have been drafted.
Yeah, I don't know why he got dropped so low.
Absolutely.
I don't either.
Absolutely.
I really don't. So you have to watch, and when you watch enough film, it's so apparent to see that I don't understand how more people don't notice this. Like, there's a reason why Joe Burrow doesn't turn the ball over very much. It's because of the adjustments he makes, but he doesn't make them on a grand scale. Peyton Manning was the same. because we all knew this, right? Right before the snap, Peyton Manning said 500 words to make 2 adjustments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you never knew what those adjustments were.
Just to say, you never knew what they were.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden somebody was wide open. You're like, how did this happen? Then you go back and look at the coverage, and you're like, damn.
And it's crazy because a lot of people don't realize it's like not only does he read the coverages on the spot, he understands the coverages prior to them even going out and running the play. Like if it's a cover 2, he knows that linebacker is going to drop out of that spot.
Yes.
He has to get back.
Yeah.
He has to get depth.
And
if he checks it to a one-step slant,
it's over.
It's over. So it's like the quarterback's understanding a defense and understanding how it's going to be ran and where the drops are going to be, and then using that in a live game and understanding the situations. That's different compared to a broken play, and then now I'm just looking for somebody deep. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah,
you know
being off script is cool, but what can you do when everything is perfect?
Thank you.
Because you're going to play a defense like the Eagles, a defense like like the Niners. Like, what do you do against defenses like that? You have to be perfect. So there's a couple of
that's
that showed it. Yeah,
that's actually very, very true. What you just wrote. I think Kelsey's reading the coverage from Mahomes when he says Mahomes. He's actually reading the defense for Patrick. People don't. Yeah. Travis Kelce used to play quarterback.
Thank you. I was gonna say people forget Travis Kelce used to play quarterback.
He used to play quarterback. So if you go back to the Buffalo game last year in the playoffs, it was Travis Kelce who told Mahomes, if he plays up, I'm doing this. If he plays back, I'm going to do this. It wasn't the other way around.
No. Yeah,
and normally that's a quarterback's job to see that to notice that adjustment and make it and give that signal to his wide receiver.
Yeah, but then you also can tell who the pro style quarterbacks are when they come into the league. A guy like Joe Burrow is exactly that. He is a quarterback that ran a pro style offense.
Absolutely,
you can see it. Even if you look at a quarterback who's still kind of on the rise, but look at a quarterback like a Justin Fields. He came from a pro style offense, and now look as they finally start to build that offense more and more. Fields looks better. He's still kind of shouldering the burden, kind of like Jalen Hurts last year, before they finally got him what he needed. So
that's a good comparison because I'm actually this. I don't believe Justin Fields. I don't believe he's a good NFL quarterback. I don't.
Okay. You just see him as like an athlete, but kind of like a.
I just see him as.
You see it the other way around.
I would think they're similar, but I would take Justin Fields over Kyler Murray just because he's 6'3", 15. He's a bigger version of Kyler Murray.
Defensive line, he don't have to scramble as much to get his looks.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying that Justin Fields couldn't grow into something. I just don't. I don't believe in Ohio State quarterbacks. Never have, never will. They all look amazing in college, and then when they hit the pros, it just doesn't pan out.
So I wanted to ask this, right? Because I have seen this, Mr. GQ, all over Facebook because I'm in a lot of Facebook forums. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. To me, if we're going off that echelons, like just the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, wouldn't Joe Burrow be Tom Brady and Patrick be Peyton? Well, because
numbers wise,
for the sake of numbers,
wise, that's what I'm thinking. He beat him 3 times.
But style of play, not so much.
Yeah, not so much. Right. That's what I was leading to. But that's interesting when people take that kind of look because it's like I don't see it fitting. Like I think the play styles between all 4 quarterbacks are different.
They're totally different.
Of course.
Yeah, they're totally different. So, but I get the reference to people saying like just how he changes because the slight changes he gives to his offense. The only thing I would say that he can make all the adjustments he wants. He ain't got an offensive line to protect him.
This is true, and somehow for the last 2 years he's made it work.
He said they figured it out. Hey, Eli did too. I wanted to say that.
Yeah, and that's the Brady part in him. Whereas you get the ball out fast, and if ain't nobody there, you throw it in the dirt. You don't take unnecessary hits.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he's going to have a very good pass rush coming up because Houston is a good pass rush. He's one of the best. He's one of the better pass rushers that Joe Burrow is going to see, but he's only one guy.
Yep.
So if Joe Mixon can pick him off a couple times, slow him down, or if Hayden Hurst can pick him off a few times, you still got enough open lanes for them to get the ball.
Is Nick hurt? Bosa not hurt, right?
No, this AFC Championship. We were playing the Chiefs.
AFC Championship.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm thinking about the Eagles game.
Oh no,
I want that one over with already.
Game.
Yeah, I want
that's
that.
Gonna be a very interesting game.
People are saying that's going to be the Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl. It's going to be better than the Super Bowl. So we're going to see.
I think it has.
I don't think so. I don't
think it's going to be the Super Bowl.
I'll give
but
you
I think
mine.
it's going to be a good game.
I think I'll give you mine. It will only be because it's going to be a good game, right? 49ers versus Eagles. But I only think it gets like absurd by Chiefs versus 49ers rematch. I think if it's Bengals Chiefs win that easily. I mean, not Bengals 49ers. I think the 49ers win that easily. That's just me.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
But that's later in the show.
But I think, and I said this on our show this past week. I said don't be surprised if in that Niners game, that Niners and Eagles game, if the magic number is 17. Because the defense is because either 17 is going to be the magic number or somebody's going to win that game 21-17. Like it's not. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game.
No, me either.
I think the two defenses are going to take care of business.
The defenses are really good.
Yep.
But I think that the X factor in this game is who can shut the run down first.
Yes, I've been saying it all week. Who's going to shut the run down first?
These offenses are driven by the run game, whether it's Jalen Hurts running, whether it's Miles Sanders running, whether it's Brock Purdy getting outside the pocket, or whether it's McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell. Like whoever can slow and shut down that run. Yeah, well, I forget Debo is kind of sprinkled in there sometimes too. So it's all about who can slow the run game down first is going to control this game.
Mm-hmm.
As far as 100%. On the other side of the spectrum, like the Chiefs-Bengals game, people forget that the Bengals are like the number 2 team as far as time of possession goes. Like they have zero problem sustaining a long drive and keeping Mahomes' butt on the sideline. Like they can do that. They have that kind of a team that can do that. So if you limit possessions, you do make it hard for the Chiefs to score. But I want to see because we've seen the videos of Mahomes kind of jogging straight lines at practice. But how's he going to look when he's got a plant on that ankle and run around? That's what we've got to see.
Right, and that's what. And for me, I think this is where Jacksonville lost the game last week.
Okay.
And me football player through and through. As a defensive coordinator, the second Patrick Mahomes walked back onto the field, I would have been like, okay, zero coverage, everybody goes. Once you saw he couldn't plant and throw the ball longer than 5 yards, you just play man across the board and you send everybody. You make him move around on that leg. Yeah. And I think that's what the Bengals are going to end up doing because they can man up across the board with everybody.
I mean, it's time to.
I mean, as long as it depends on what not a hot shows up to.
And listen, you're talking to a guy who, and I'm not even talking about story time. You talk to a guy who sprained his ankle, went and played basketball the very next day and sprained that same ankle again, and went outside and played basketball the very next day and sprained the same ankle again. 3 days in a row. And that third day, I damn near broke it. Yeah, I damn near broke it the third day.
But it's possible. But I'm gonna find out that first drive of the game.
No, 100%. You do the Sean Payton. You know, you do the Sean Payton. You start targeting, and you target the damn leg. I mean, I get it.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what
I didn't say that.
We had this conversation behind doors, and we all know that's what they're going to do. They're going to target Patrick Mahomes' leg, get him out the game. They're
going to wrap his legs up.
Let's just be logical here. Yes, they're going to go low. They're going to go low.
I like the idea of what Mel said about, going zero coverage. The only difference is I would continue to switch up the looks. I would go for the zero cover look, but I'm also going to have 1 or 2 linebackers spying. You drop 5 yard. I'm looking for that dump off type of throw if I know he can't throw far, and I'm looking to intercept a couple of those because if that's one thing about Mahomes is if you can get that man to throw turnovers and then you can capitalize on them like that, you can beat them.
But don't forget his clutch instinct. Don't forget that he's clutch.
He does.
Too.
We know. We've seen him on his run.
It's the simple fact of what makes him dangerous is his legs. And if you have a high ankle sprain on your plant leg, I'm gonna see how good it feels.
Yep. And we're
I'm sure
true extent of it is too.
I'm sure he's gonna see how good it feels. I'm pretty sure he's gonna see how good it feels. And if it's wrapped, it's wrapped. It might wrap it, and there's precautions they can take to help him stay out there. I mean, it's just.
No.
This is
Oh
good
yeah,
to
it's
me,
gonna
'cause
shut up.
this is old football. This is what guys did back in my time growing up, man. They played with high ankle sprains, dislocated fingers. Like some guys is out there playing on sprained MLCs and stuff. Like guys play with injuries. Not so much today. Not so
But that's
much.
the point. But that's my point. And especially a guy who plays off script as much as a Patrick Mahomes does.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that going to affect what they do offensively? Is what I want to see. Can he sit in the pocket and throw dots? Is he capable
Yeah.
of doing that?
I think he can.
I don't.
I won't be surprised if he gets a few off, but we'll see what
Yeah.
happens as the game goes on. Like I really want to see the Chiefs' first 15 and really see how this game's gonna go.
Right. Because
So,
after
what
halftime,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that foot gonna be a little tender because they're gonna
Yeah,
shoot
and
him up an
whenever
hour before.
and we want to see what happens when that pressure starts to get when he starts to roll out left and right. Like let's see which side he favors more than the other. Like because that's when we'll know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see it.
Yep. And like I said, this is gonna be a very good chess match between the two. And I like the trash talk between the two teams already. Eli Apple need to shut up. But
Yeah, Eli, I'm
Yeah.
not taking no talk from
That
Eli.
man need to just copyright burnt toast because that's exactly what he is. Like, because he got in that Super Bowl, he got embarrassed. Like, yeah, dog.
What, the week before he's talking hella shit and got who? Don't poke the bear.
I'm like, dog, look.
What Shannon Sharp said, if I'm fighting the bear, pour honey on me.
I'm telling you. Look, if good Eli Apple show up, they'll be all right. But if he get matched up with Juju will probably bust his ass a few times.
You
Hell,
think?
MVS will probably bust his ass too. Juju's not a bad receiver.
No, he's
got
not.
the
No.
footwork to do it.
I don't think he's bad at all. I actually like Juju. I just think they match up. I mean, this is why the Chiefs have had issues with the Bengals. I just think matchup wise, they match up very well.
Yeah, but now they got
do.
They got Kadarius Toney too has been good for them. They've been putting him in
you
different spots.
You got MVS is still there.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm curious.
This is interesting, but I don't think
Kadarius Toney as much because he's been off and on with the injuries.
Yeah, but I don't think if Joe Burrow beats Patrick Mahomes, because he's not beating Patrick Mahomes, he's beating the damn defense.
Yeah, of course.
If they win, if the Bengals beat the Chiefs again, I'm not going to say that Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the football league. We all know that.
I'm not going to say that, but the argument can be made that the Bengals may be running the AFC though.
Hey,
right.
I won't be too mad at that because we have known that the Chiefs. They have had some very, very bad defensive problems for the last couple of years. Even a year, I think they won their championship. There was a little bit of issues over there, but they wound up getting it together.
Very shaky.
Yeah, they wound up getting it together.
Absolutely.
So.
But I mean, Tyreek Hill was a big reason behind that too.
Yes, he was.
Not a lot of teams had a home run hitter like that.
See? Thank you. Now, when I say it, it sounds like I'm hating because I'm a Raider fan, but somebody else.
No, but it's the truth. If you have a home run hitter, you got to use them.
Thank you. It's only logical. That's literally football.
It is like, why do you think Justin Jefferson was so successful this year? He's a home run hitter. Jamar Chase is a home run hitter. Like that's what these guys do.
Big plays down the field. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the games. Hold on, we'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna get lost in the conversation for a little bit. So next week, I want to talk about there was some coaching. Well, I kind of touched on it already with the Bengals. I mean, with the Jacksonville Jaguars coaching decisions and stuff like that. The next one will be the Dallas Cowboys. And the things that they did not do that I would say it cost them the game, but it didn't make okay. My main point is I always said Tony Pollard is not the guy. You have to run Ezekiel Elliott because if you run Tony Pollard the way that they need to run him, he's going to end up hurt, and that's what happened.
Yeah, you take his effectiveness away.
All season.
Like he needs to be a part of a 1-2 punch because he's not that effective enough as a standalone act. He's just not. He is the Kareem Hunt to the Nick Chubb. That's what he is, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like that is still to me probably one of the best running back tandems that we had in football was Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb because on any given day those two could bust your ass in a game, like they could. But that was also one of the downfalls of the Browns this year because when they started getting down, they didn't use Kareem Hunt as much. But give them an offseason, that'll be a different situation if Kareem Hunt stays. He potentially wants to leave, and there's a few. We talked about it on the last week's show. I had some ideas of where I think he'd be a great fit. But
Yeah, I just think the Ezekiel Elliott slander it goes too far for me because the argument is Tony Pollard is a bigger home run threat than Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm like, that's okay, but when it's playoff time, you need somebody who can consistently get you anywhere from 3 to 5 yards on the carry.
You do.
Yeah, well, right now Zeke can't get you that though. We're being realistic.
Yeah, Zeke was running like he was in straight sand.
He's 2.6 in that game against the 49ers. And I remember one of the commentators saying, what is Zeke now? A short yardage back? Because that's what he was getting in that game.
But I'm gonna tell you what the problem is with that mindset. Is that's what Ezekiel Elliott has always been. The difference is that they fed Ezekiel Elliott 20 to 25 times. And when it came to the third and fourth quarters, those 2 yards, those 3 yards turned into 8 and 12 yards.
100%.
Because he starts to lean on the defense. You don't want to hit a 225-pound dude all game. It hurts.
Especially somebody who against Derrick Henry.
Yeah, especially somebody who doesn't want to get out the way.
No. But what also made him great is when he got hit, like in his rookie and sophomore years, when he got hit, he fell forward.
Right.
And he didn't fall. He doesn't fall forward as much, but that's just he dealt with some other things that was going on. But I understand what you're saying. You do have to feed a big back because they're going to beat you up over time.
It's a rhythm. Running back is a rhythm position, and it's very hard for a running back, to get into rhythm. Like the Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt thing is very unique because Nick Chubb will still get his 20 carries.
Yep.
Like they don't get away from Nick Chubb being the guy. No. The Dallas Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott will run on first down, they'll take him out, then they'll bring in Tony Pollard. And then he'll come in. Like there's no rhythm being established. So there's points in the game where if you're not doing it, you can't tell how the defense is working. You can't tell, he's coming hard off this edge. So if we are running right, I'm gonna talk to the left tackle and be like, yo, just let me know if he's still cutting down hard. If he cuts down hard, I got to cut back lane. But if you're not in the game, you don't get none of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, so it's just like, and their biggest problem is they rely on Dak Prescott to win the games, and that's not who he is.
No, your offense should not be Dak Prescott centric.
That is a Kellen Moore problem, and if he doesn't lose his job this offseason, something is wrong. Because
he's not.
He's been having head coaching interviews this offseason.
And that's a problem because it's quite literally been proven, like statistically, and when you look at it on film, when the Cowboys run the ball more than they pass the ball, they win 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So what makes people think that when you put the ball in Dak Prescott's hands that you're going to win the game? No, run the ball. And this is the reason why, like you said, Mel, that 1-2 punch is so important. That's why you have a Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. This is why you have a bigger back with a smaller back that can break it open. It's because of stuff like that, because now you can add the play action. Now you can start to look downfield. Now it opens it up for CeeDee Lamb and for T.Y. Hilton and for Noah Brown, etc. That's why, because the offense works more fluently when you can run the ball.
T.Y. Hilton was the guy that was on the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did he get to the Cowboys?
Came to the like 4 weeks ago.
He was the rebound guy after they didn't sign Odell Beckham Jr.
Right.
Yep. And after
he was on the coast this year, wasn't he?
Johnson, right?
No, he was on the
couch. At home.
He
was at home.
He was at home.
Yep. I didn't know that
he was at home.
Yeah. He had injuries that plagued him, and then the Colts had finally cut him, so he was just chilling at home.
Oh, I didn't know he was at home. I thought somebody picked him up, and then I heard him in the game, and I'm like, T.Y. Hill, T.Y. Is that the Colts wide receiver? And I'm like, when the hell did he get here? Why come here? Go somewhere else. Like, I would have went to the 49ers. You need me? I'll come in 3 plays. I don't care. We're winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, 100%. And for me, when it comes to Dak Prescott, he's the kind of quarterback where you really shouldn't throw the ball more than 25 times a game with him.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like that, he's
That's the nice
that
number.
kind of a quarterback. Like he's that kind of a quarterback that, like, if you had him in like a Kyle Shanahan offense, he wouldn't throw the ball more than 21 times.
Right.
Exactly, and
Because
they
he
would
doesn't
win
because
all
he
the
doesn't
time.
need to. Absolutely, he would win. That's why a guy like Jimmy G was successful, because you don't want him throwing the ball 34, 35, 36 times a game. You don't need that.
No, you don't.
It's not a bad thing though.
No, it's not a bad thing, especially if it's getting wins.
Yeah, because you're winning. Like that's the thank you. That's literally
Because
the recipe to winning right there.
Hey,
Because
send Jimmy G over to the Giants. Don't worry about it.
my biggest thing is calling a quarterback a game manager is like a curse word. And
Winning.
there are only a handful of elite quarterbacks. We had this conversation before. Everybody else is either good, average, or below average. That's it.
Yep.
Yep.
So everybody wants their quarterback to be Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and but that's not who you have.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
Mel
no.
went in the dark.
yeah.
My daughter started calling.
Oh,
It's like
That's not the quarterback that you have, and that's the thing. A lot of people are unrealistic about their quarterback expectations because they're so
yeah.
glossed and they're so shiny when they first get them, and they're so talked about, and they did this in college and that in college, and it's like I get that, but we have to see how they transition to the NFL first. We have to see what situation they go
Yeah.
through. What kind of situations can they overcome? How they can play from behind, if they can play with the
Yeah.
lead. Like there's a whole
You
bunch
have-
of stuff
you-
that goes
you-
into it. You
you
can't
have-
just sit there
you
and
have
be
to
like,
know.
oh well, my quarterback is this or look at another quarterback and try to compare it to your quarterback. Oh, why can't you be Patrick Mahomes? Why can't you be Tom Brady? Why can't?
Yeah.
Because he's not. He's not.
No.
Like there's
Tom,
those
yeah.
people are those people for a
He's
reason.
one of one. Like there's only one Tom, there's only one Aaron, there's only like one of these individuals for a reason.
Exactly.
right, exactly.
I heard some, but I can't remember. I don't know. It's Josh Allen. Thank you. I hate the NFL. Somebody said, and I think it's a show. It's a big show. I don't remember if it was a podcast or like a Fox show. But somebody said, and I want to ask you guys if you agree. Somebody said Josh Allen is just another Phillip Rivers.
Somebody did say that. We talked about that on the pod too, and I was like,
Is he Phillip Rivers though?
I don't know if he's necessarily Phillip Rivers right now, but I'd almost want to say he's more so Brett Favre. Because he's got the big arm, but he's also prone to turn the ball over.
Yeah, because you don't know where it's going to go. He's going to put it up, but you don't know where it's going to end up.
Yeah, like he's definitely a gunslinger, and you can tell at the end of a game when they need to win the game, like that. I think it was a game this year that they were losing, and they tried to throw a deep pass to Gabe Davis, and he somehow shorted it. I don't even know how the hell you short a ball to Gabe Davis of all receivers, but if you give that ball a couple more yards, you get the ball down the field, you probably win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say more Brett Favre than I would Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even he's another guy that everybody's thrusting into the elite quarterback conversation.
He's like, come on, don't do it. Josh is up there. He is showing that he's up there.
He's not an elite quarterback.
Yes, he's prone to make mistakes. Okay, but
so the way I said it is he's the bottom of the top tier quarterback in that perspective.
Absolutely.
Top three.
Absolutely.
I only got Patrick and Joe in front of him. I'm sorry.
You got Patrick and
I don't believe he's a better. I don't believe he's better than Lamar Jackson. I don't believe he's better than Deshaun Watson. I don't believe he's better than Jalen Hurts. I don't believe he's better than Trevor Lawrence. I can run down the guys.
I'm just getting crazy here.
So I agree with you on Deshaun Watson because people have forgotten for some reason.
That's what I said. Deshaun Watson, I feel you, but I'm not ready to rank him until he plays a full year.
Well, his body of work prior to Josh Allen has been better.
No, 100%. But I still need to see what type of quarterback he is now because we're talking about now.
Yeah, right now, I'll give you that. Give him another offseason and actually not be suspended. Different conversation. But I like that Trevor Lawrence took a step forward. I'm good with that. I'm not ready to put him over Josh Allen just yet. I'll give it another season because he definitely flourished this year because Doug Peterson is the quarterback whisperer. That's just who he is. And we've seen that. He has made almost terrible quarterbacks relevant again in a few places he's been. So he made Nick Foles relevant. I'm just saying. That's hard to do.
Nick Foles. Yes, he did.
Now GQ went black.
Yeah,
This is a blackout show. I'm telling you.
The feds are watching. The feds are watching.
Hey, they show is. I just want to say something about Trevor Lawrence real quick, man. Trevor Lawrence, bro, like as much stuff as he done been through, as much everything that he's been, the man doesn't flinch.
No, this man survived Urban Meyer's trash
He
ass.
does not falter, and that is something that you got that I feel like a team should want in their quarterback.
Oh yeah. Well, not to mention, look at his playoff game. He threw 4 interceptions and found a way to persevere through that,
and didn't flinch at all.
Most quarterbacks, they bury themselves after that.
Yeah. After the first one, they're done. In a playoff game,
he looked like the same guy.
He did not flinch at all. He didn't falter, waver, nothing.
He has the ability. One thing I give Trevor Lawrence is he does show that he has the ability to move on to the next play.
Yes, he has a short memory.
Key,
for sure.
That's key in a quarterback. If I'm at the pocket and I'm thinking about the interception I just threw on the last down, guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to make another motherfucker mistake somewhere. Somehow.
Dak Prescott. Yep.
Derek Carr.
Exactly.
Definitely Derek Carr.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're not gonna,
we call him around here, Mr. G Cool. David Carr. His name is.
We do not do that.
We're not gonna call him David now.
That's what I call him.
Look.
He's at least better than his brother.
All that had twins and he named them both David. That's what I'm telling you.
Look, we will not do this. We have a guest in the house. We will not disrespect Derek Carr.
Can I just
no Derek Carr slander will be taken as of today.
I actually like Derek Carr. I actually do like Derek Carr as a quarterback. I am a fan of his. He's definitely better than his brother.
To me, no, definitely David. He knows I'm jousting him. But no, I put him in the same category as Dak Prescott. That's where the level up.
Don't do that.
Interesting.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like the similar quarterbacks, bro.
No, they're not. Not even.
Can we get to? I don't want to push you along, but is the divisional round somewhere coming up? Because I want to get to the game.
You want to recap the game, or you want to go to the new game? You want to go to the new game?
No, I want to go to the old games. Giants not in no new games. What I'm going to the old games?
All right.
New games for? Fuck those games.
All right, it's fine. Let's recap last weekend, and let's start with these bum-ass Giants. No, they lost. My bad.
See, I wanted you to start like that. I wanted you to start like that. You want to know why? I shouldn't hear a damn word from you. You want to know why? Right?
Why? Tell me why.
Danny Dimes all season, no wide receivers. Oh yeah, no wide receivers all season. What we supposed to be there? No.
You had a really good defense.
Helps. Hey, come on. Danny Dimes is doing this thing, and so was Saquon. Stop doing that.
True, but you had a really good defense. You had a very good defense.
Danny Dimes contributes. I don't know if I would call it very good. Danny Dimes contributes and helps us with this subpar defense, subpar team, right? Subpar team overall, right? Helps us get to a playoffs, right? You want to know some good quarterbacks or great quarterbacks that had better teams or subpar teams and did not make the playoffs? I can tell you Aaron Rodgers is one. Now, I'm not saying Danny Dimes better than Aaron Rodgers, but come on. He did better than Aaron Rodgers this year. Not statistically, but team-wise, come on, bro. You can't deny that.
I'm not denying it. I'm not denying
it. Derek Carr.
I'm not denying any of this.
I can say the Raiders are a better team than the Giants. I can say that.
No, they're not.
Hey.
No, they're not.
Hey. All right? Hey, we can say that. Right?
Who had the better defense? You can say it. Doesn't mean it doesn't make it right.
Hey, you can go to the defense all you want. You had a better offense than us. Can I say that? You guys got a better offense than us. So you now.
Yes, we definitely had a better offense.
Right. That's not even a debate.
So I'll take that. I'm taking that. You feel me? Who else?
Yeah, because we had the better quarterback.
Let's see who else. Who else missed this motherfucker?
Well, I'll give you that, but I'll give you that just barely.
Hey, to you Jets fans, and shout out to GK. Hey, fuck you, dude. I told you the Giants will outperform you, motherfucker. Nobody want to listen to Troy. Nobody want to listen to Troy. Listen,
just so you know, GK, this is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with.
Yeah. It's all right. One of my closest friends is a Jets fan, and I have to deal with his shit all year long. So
look at this. Look at the Rams. Wasn't they somewhere? Didn't they just win a damn Super Bowl?
They had injuries all over the place.
Staring down there. I don't care. Giants had injuries all season too. We had half our defensive key guys out. I don't want to hear that, Mel. Don't do it.
You didn't.
Don't do it to yourself. They just came back in the last game. What are you talking about? Like we got 3 guys back in the last game. 3 key guys back in the last game. Don't do that, man.
Jory Jackson was the only dude that came back.
Come on. Come on, let me. Before
It was Adoree Jackson.
Also said, Mr. GQ, can I ask you a question? Do you
Talk
think,
to me.
in your honest opinion, that the NFC East was a tough division?
A tough division?
Yes.
For the longest time, they were the only division outside of the AFC East that had multiple teams in the playoffs.
Right, but we understand that. But do you think they were a tough division?
No.
Okay. All right. So then I had to go on that tangent. They're tough division.
How is it not a tough division? How is it not a tough division if all the teams were in the playoff hunt?
Drinking this cup.
Only because this year the NFC as a conference is extremely weak. That's why.
Somebody had to get in.
Which means that the NFC East was the. I don't care what the conference was. I'm talking about the division.
Hey, a tough team. Like I told you, it's only a tough division. All of those guys have a chance to be there in the end. The Giants had no chance to be there in the end. You asked me
how many teams from the NFC East? How many teams from the NFC East were in the playoffs?
I was going to get you. Listen, I told you.
How many teams?
How many teams? But sometimes, how many teams?
How many teams? How many teams? How many teams? How many teams? How many teams? How many teams? How many teams?
How many teams?
How many teams? How many teams? How many teams? How many teams?
This is what I got to deal with, GQ. You see that?
Did the Eagles and the Giants play in the divisional round?
Nobody's going to use their damn ears, right? But when you asked me last week who's going to win, the Eagles or the Giants, what did I do? I paused. And what did you say?
Two NFC East teams were playing in the playoffs? Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Let me
Two NFC East teams?
The anomaly.
Was there another one playing in the other game, too?
Kicked by the Vikings. That's who the Giants.
Wait a minute. So 3 of the 4 teams that played last week were from the NFC East?
The Vikings.
Oh, okay.
And we got the game. The Vikings, we got the game. Then all these delusional Giants fans. I'm a Giants fan. You can see I'm unbiased. All these damn Giants fans. We're going to whoop the Eagles. We're going to win. In the back of my mind, I'm like, we're about to get our asses kicked. And what happened? We get our asses kicked. I should have went with my heart when you asked me who I had, the Eagles or the Giants. I should have said the damn Eagles, but I didn't. So I'll take that one. But then the Giants go get their ass kicked. And then I'm sat here and I got to think about Mel saying, ooh, tough division. And then I got to look at everything that had to fall into the Giants' lap for them to even make the damn playoffs. You know how many teams had to be bad? You know how many teams had to play bad this year for them?
The same amount of teams that had to be bad every year. We went through this already.
Woo. Yeah, the Giants was one of those bad teams. I'm sorry. They won.
Did they make the playoffs?
Hey, it's my team. It's my
team. Did they make the playoffs? Did they make the playoffs?
Teams don't always make the playoffs.
I just want to know if they made the playoffs. Did they make the playoffs?
Yeah, they made the playoffs. Got the
did they win a game in the playoffs?
Hey, yeah, they sure did. Doesn't make them
okay. I mean, I don't know bad teams that make it to the playoffs and win a game.
That'll make them a tough team.
They don't?
No, hell no.
They're really? A team that they are a team that overachieved, but
overachieved. Thank you.
But here's where when we talked about Josh Allen earlier, because of what Daniel Jones did this year, it actually further diminishes what we talked about with Josh Allen because
Brian Daboll.
Daniel Jones, we know, loves to be the guy that leads the league in turnovers. This year it was Dak Prescott, but we see that this year his turnovers were significantly down.
Yep.
Brian Daboll was the key. He didn't make Daniel Jones throw it 1,000,000 times a game. And you had Saquon in the backfield.
Saquon?
Yeah.
So,
who I said we should trade at the beginning of the season. I ain't taking it back either. I'm going to say the same thing at the beginning of this damn season.
Trade him for what?
I don't know. You better fucking trade him now before his legs combust. I don't know.
Why?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't. He's not.
You know, elite running backs are hard to find.
Oh, 100%. But elite running backs have a short span, and I think his span is almost up. But we're not going to.
He just ran for like 1,600 yards.
That's fine, and his legs about to go backwards for 1,600 yards. You feel what I'm saying? Like he's been injury prone the last couple of years. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the season. He was injured. He's out. He's in. He always talked about coming back and be better. Than he's injured again. So I was like, fuck it. If we're gonna go into this season and have another injured Saquon, trade him. And I'm going to stand on that.
So it's safe to say you're not going to draft him on your fantasy team then. Got it.
Saquon, who did I take this year? I took Nick Chubb.
And Devontae Smith.
I had Nick Chubb as my draft pick too, but my
guy sat on the bench the whole season.
My first round pick was actually Cooper Kupp, and I was killing the game until he went down.
I forget what my first pick was.
I got a lot of shit for that, but I was like, just watching. Cooper Kupp was like
I had Josh
unstoppable at the
Allen this
beginning
year
of the
as my
year.
quarterback, though, and Josh Allen did good for me.
Josh Allen did do good. I had Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback, and I drafted him in the
I think I had Patrick in one of my leagues, too. But, I just wanted to get some stuff on my chest with Mel. It wasn't no tough division. In my mind, it wasn't no tough division. GQ also said it wasn't no tough division. I don't care if they made the playoffs. The Washington Wizards could have made the playoffs with them, and I still don't care.
Washington wasn't making it. They didn't even realize that they lost that game was out of the playoffs.
Because I'm going to rewind this to bad coaching. This is for Ron Rivera and his goofy ass staff.
Mm-hmm.
All you had to do was beat the Cleveland Browns, play Tyler Heineke, and win the game. You are in the playoffs. That's all you have to do.
You started a new guy.
For no reason, for zero reason. Just because he wanted Carson Wentz to get the respect of, we got us into the playoffs. And he played like ass, like he did the first 3 games of the season.
You mean like basically all of his career except for one season? Okay.
Yep, I was gonna say. You mean
I was gonna say like 6, 7 games.
Yeah, we'll say a little bit over a quarter of a season, maybe half. But Carson Wentz is just, he is an abomination.
So
that's probably one of the biggest fall-offs I've ever seen in NFL history, bro. I swear that's that.
But he never fell off. That's the thing. I don't think he fell off. I think he caught lightning in the bottle.
Yeah.
But we're seeing what he's always been.
Caught lightning in the bottle and
turnover prone like a
let it go.
Yeah. Huh?
He was caught lightning in the bottle and accidentally let it go.
Yeah.
Or did he trip over his own feet and then the bottle broke and then it just kind of lightning just ran away? Because I felt like that's a Carson Wentz kind of thing to do.
Yeah, I think it tripped. He broke the bottle and then the lightning hit Nick Foles.
See? Oh, see, yep, there we go. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yep, 100%.
But I got
sorry.
One, but yes, thank you.
Yeah, Prince Harry's doppelganger was not it.
Back to you, man.
So we're gonna go back into this ass whooping that the Giants took.
Hey,
so do you really want me to recap this?
You can recap whatever you want. I don't care. Don't hurt me.
I'm
not a biased fan. We got our asses kicked. They took our fucking asses. They ripped them off our bodies and shoved it in our mouths. I don't care, man. I'm not biased. I can say when my team got their ass kicked. We got whipped blindfold from behind with a fucking switch. Okay? I don't care. Woo! All right? The Eagles were a better team. We were sitting over here fooling ourselves thinking that we were going to beat the Eagles. Woo! No, I don't. Listen, I don't get caught up in that hype. They were a better team, better defense, better offense. They fucking blew us out in the first quarters of every first half of every game they played, 61-7.
Letting them go
How do you think you beat a team like that?
You don't.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. GQ. Thank you.
Okay. I just like hearing him, the frustration in his face.
There ain't no frustration. I'm not frustrated. I'm just letting you know. I don't care. We got our asses whipped. We made the playoffs. We wasn't supposed to be there. We were not a tough team. We were in a top-heavy conference that we snuck in the motherfucking playoffs.
Y'all didn't sneak in.
We snuck in that motherfucker. That's what we did. We put our mask on and walked right in that motherfucker.
The Giants came into the playoffs as the best of the worst teams that made the playoffs at the bottom of the playoff bracket.
Thank you.
There is nothing better.
That was Seattle.
There was nothing better on this earth.
I actually think Seattle was fine. Seattle was
Then Troy talking about the Giants.
Yeah.
I applauded what Geno Smith did because we 100%. All knew what we thought about Geno Smith in his Jets days and everything else. Like we knew. I was happy to see Geno have a bit of a what do we call it? A renaissance of a year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's the type of quarterback Pete Carroll needs. A guy that's not really a me guy. I don't have to pay him a lot of money coming up in this upcoming season, and you can win enough games to be competitive. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, honestly,
this is true.
I don't need Geno Smith to do anything else. Like, and he's not going to take Seattle to a Super Bowl. Like the days of Seattle going to Super Bowl are done. So
yeah, that's out.
Unless they get Lamar Jackson next year, then I don't know. Lamar, DK, and Lockett.
Look, Lamar to Washington.
Somebody call 911.
Let's get to the fake team in New York, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah.
And that ass whooping they took to the hands of Joe Breeze.
Yeah. Can I just say something about the Bills real quick?
Go ahead, Moolich.
I honestly feel like the Bills, as not only – I feel like that franchise is cursed.
Oh, we know that.
The franchise is cursed. I just feel like
they have not recovered from the 90s.
Yeah, I just feel like they have not recovered from that 4-ass whooping in the Super Bowl. I feel like they're like I feel like they have to move at this point. You guys have to move, choose another city except Buffalo, and maybe like the curse might be lifted or something. But in my personal opinion, y'all got to jump ship because there's been too many times, bro. Too many times about the Bills, dog. Y'all just like right there, and then I don't know what happened. I'm just like, dang, what happened? Y'all were there, and then y'all weren't there.
If they
y'all got to move.
They got two options: bring a team back to St. Louis, or give us a new team in New Mexico. Just throw something random out there. We won't have no NFL team in New Mexico.
The New Mexico Bills.
The Albuquerque Jackrabbits or something. I don't know. It might have to be. It might have to be because
the Fiesta. Yeah, I like that. The Fiesta Bills. I like that.
We'll give them one of them lame ass names from like Madden 05. We'll call them like the New Mexico Desperados or something.
There you go. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. Desperados Mafia.
Yeah, and and most of this game was literally Josh Allen not playing good. Like, all it was.
I'm not defending him.
He was under duress the entire game.
Mel, I think you would like me to say this, right? So I said that I was not one that believed in Josh Allen up until last year's playoffs. What he did in that Chiefs game, I was like, all right, the guy deserves some respect, right? But now I'm like, all right, I can take a little bit of that respect away. Even though I'm going to keep him at 3 for now until somebody else show me something, because he did stand toe-to-toe with the best, quarterback in the league right now.
He did until his daddy Joe Burrow showed up.
Right. And then now the Bengals are a formidable team without an offensive line. I don't know how you do that. They didn't have an offensive line for years. You go back to, Andy Dalton. They have an O-line for years, and all of a sudden Joe Burrow comes along, he makes it work. Kudos to him, you know what I'm saying? But
it's like I said, it's all in the sense of
take a little bit of respect away.
I only had a little bit for him in the first place. So, and I said it last week, and I'll say it again. That team only goes if Stephon Diggs go. If you don't give Stephon Diggs the ball, and he's not involved in the offense, the offense is not going to move.
I don't know, because I think I like Gabe Davis. That's his name, right? I like Gabe Davis out there. That's his name, right? All right.
Yeah, Gabe Davis.
Mel, I'm bad with names, so you got to correct me.
But no, you know
Justin Burrow.
Gabe Davis. Yeah, Justin Burrow. Justin Burrow. I saved myself because my name's Justin. So I said, I just gave him my first name. You know what I'm saying? Justin Burrow. You feel me? But no, I don't know why I said Justin Burrow in that moment. I didn't even peep it when I was edited, when the clip was being edited. I didn't notice I said Justin at all.
I put it on purpose.
I read the comment and it said Justin Burrow. I'm like, Justin Burrow?
You could at least give him a hood name. At least call him Jamar Burrow or something.
Jamar Burrow. Jerome Burrow.
Something. Like, Joe is like that. Like, Joe Burrow is invited to the cookout. Like that.
Oh, no, he's definitely at the cookout.
He at the cookout, probably at the
He at the cookout with Deshaun Watson right now.
Probably, shit. He probably going to tell you, look, I got six books on the spade game. What's up?
Nah, he I got 6 masseuse tables in the back.
No, do my man's like that.
Look, we will not have Deshaun Watson slander here as well.
I slander everybody. But it's all jokes. Troy just like to make funnies. That's all. Go ahead, man.
What was the other game? I'm gonna do the Cowboy game last. What game am I missing?
The Jags versus the Chiefs.
I'm
going with the team that's hot. Right. I'm going with the team that's hot. It tells you, hey, they're coming again. This is a team with experience. They're going, I don't know. Good game.
This was
scored that touchdown last night. You feel me? Like, I'm just saying. The Jags
they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, lose by 7. I got you.
No, they went out. They stood toe-to-toe. And then coaching happened. Like I said, coaching.
Nah, you can't blame everything on coaching, bro.
The defensive coordinator. Yes, it was. It was a bad game. Once Mahomes was out of the game, that was the moment that the Jags should have seized the moment and went up by 10 points.
Remember what I told you about momentum and how small things can make the momentum change hands? That probably did give Jacksonville momentum, but guess what? Chad Henning going 90 or whatever it was took that momentum right back. Give me that shit.
96 yards.
Give me that shit. Take that momentum right back.
I mean, it was
Why you
mostly
think
on the
Andy
legs of the
keep
running
him on
back.
his? Tell me why Andy Reid keep him on the side.
Now listen, Isaiah Pacheco did carry that drive, but Chad
Yeah.
he did have some. He did.
He made some clutch throws. He made some clutch throws. I'm not gonna take it away from him.
That Baker Mayfield drive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, not the Baker. Oh Lord,
you know what I'm saying?
Do we have to talk about Baker Mayfield?
No, we don't. We don't. I don't like Baker. We don't have to talk about him, GQ. But I'm just saying, I did that to throw a shot at Mel because Mel liked to give Baker all the credit for that drive when he had 2 flags that pushed him up the motherfucking field. But go ahead, back to the game.
Flags part of the game.
Back to the game.
Yes.
Back to the game.
100%.
Back to the game. I don't answer any questions. Back to the game. You got to talk to my lawyer. You got to talk to my lawyer.
So, like I said, it was just the coaching the coaching from the second quarter on was just bad for Jacksonville, man. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I just don't know. It fell apart. There were too many drives where Travis Etienne wasn't on the field.
No,
it was very weird to me. It was weird. I didn't understand it. And then, they were just rotating running backs with him and was it Hayes or I forgot his name. And it was just bad, man. I was just like, you got your home run guys. Etienne, get him the ball, and Christian Kirk sold out.
Hey, I'd have gave the ball to Zay Jones a little bit more too, because Zay Jones gets slept on.
Yeah. Christian Kirk dropped that damn touchdown. It was easy.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't a touchdown, he's at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, you got to at least catch that ball at the bare minimum. At least catch that.
At the bare minimum.
That's just as bad as that one that Mike Evans dropped that was going to be on like the 4-yard line in that Tampa-Dallas game.
Yep. You got to make that catch, man. You're as a pro wide receiver, you got to make that catch.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious to see how it's going to look for Jacksonville next year because they're going to get Calvin Ridley now, and Christian Kirk will probably move to that number 2 spot. Zay Jones will be the 3, and then you still got
Evan. You still got Evan Ingram.
So I think things are on the way up.
Evan Ingram has had a good year coming off the Giants.
I'm glad that he stayed. I'm glad he stayed healthy because that was Evan Ingram's problem. Is he was never available for Daniel Jones when they needed him or Saquon for that matter, or Sterling Shepard.
Yep. And I'll give Evan Ingram a lot of credit because the one thing that he got knocked on is something that he did really well this year, and that was a block.
Oh yeah,
he was blocking very well this year, and I know it seems like it's a given that tight ends would do that, but one of the weak parts of his game was that, and he corrected it.
Yeah, he became more of a team guy.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys, 49ers.
Who didn't see that coming?
No, that was a steamroll happening.
You said who didn't? Delusional Cowboys fans.
Who didn't see that?
Right.
You know what I like, right? In all these forums I was in, everybody kicking Giants fans, kicking them. Yeah, I thought y'all was going to do something. Yeah. You know it's all these damn Cowboy fans that don't think that you know they're Cowboys fans while they saying this shit.
Right.
And there was some Eagles fan. They have a right to root. They just whipped the shit out of us 3 times in the same year.
And they're the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah, they're the best team. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you can say that, but I'm just saying. I've been seeing it like now Cowboys fans, you got to sit here on the couch with us and have Phil sitting next to Big Blue. Because you ain't never going to do nothing. I understand Cowboys fans. Like, at least Giants fans, we got some sense. We got a little sense. Y'all ain't got
Cowboy fans have no sense.
Y'all ain't got no sense. Y'all just think every year is y'all year. Y'all could trade away Dak Prescott. You could get rid of Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott. The only thing you have left is Jerry Rice. And you be like, we going to win it this year. And I'll be like, what's going on with you, bro? Like, how are you going to win it? You don't have a team. Not one spot is full. No. We don't need players. We don't need players. Like, what are you talking about? You don't need players.
They're high and drunk year round.
Your GOAT, what's up, brother? They can stop by. But, like, I don't understand Cowboys fans. Like, I get it. We all have some level of small delusion. You guys see my delusion is very small because I'm not that biased when it comes to my teams.
Their delusion fits in. Their shit can overflood the Grand Canyon.
Right, that's why I said, what's that shit in Nevada? How was I about to say, what's that shit in Nevada? The Grand, just put it in there, and that's what the Cowboys Eagles are. Like, y'all cannot win it every year. You're not going to win it every year. That's why you all broke your TVs this year. I had giant. Look, my TV's still right here, perfect condition. Y'all niggas got to go to Walmart and get new TVs because y'all want to break your TV like your TV did something to you. Your TV
I'm
didn't
telling
do that
you.
to you.
Like,
no
look,
sense. No sense.
Cowboys fans, let's make it to an NFC Championship game before we start talking Super Bowl. Like, can we do that first?
Right.
Like, can we do that first?
And just so no, Brock Purdy has just as many playoff wins as Dak Prescott.
Woo! Hey, just
Just
swap
so-
Dak and swap.
Just to throw more
Dak,
salt into the wound.
Swap Dak and Derek Carr, and let me see who does better with who. Give Dak a number one true wide receiver, and see what Dak does with that. I know, Mr. GQ, you on the same page as me, man. That's why I like you. Can't have the number one wide receiver in the league and do nothing with it. But I want to see Dak. If Dak had weapons, that's all.
What do you mean do nothing with it? I don't understand what that means.
Huh? What do you mean? What did he do?
What do you mean do nothing with it?
What did he do?
They had a top 10 offense.
What did he do?
When you have the 27th rated defense, that's how you lose games.
Here we go. 100%.
You do if you give up a lot of points and a lot of yards, you're going to lose a lot more.
Oh no, 100%. No, I agree with him there. You put the ball back in your defense hand when you know they can't stop nobody from damn scoring. So hold on to the ball a little longer. How about that, Derek Carr? Instead of going for the 7 yards when you need 6, get 4. Let your man get tackled 1 yard short and then go for another play. You know what I'm saying? It's called running clock, chewing clock. You never heard of that, Derek Carr? Always want to blame the damn defense.
They had 5 double-digit leads. 3 of them was lost on the defense on the last drive of games.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. If you were sometimes this is why I don't get why you guys.
They gave the ball to the defense.
If Jimmy G was in that moment, he would have game managed the shit out that game, and they would have had 2 seconds left on the clock.
That's a lot. He don't do it now. That's why he's not playing quarterback.
Yes, he does do it now. That's how they got to the finals. That's how they got back. And
no, the defense is the defense is the reason why they got there.
Jimmy had to do something.
He did nothing.
Jimmy had to do something. That's what I'm saying. Derek Carr did nothing. That's my point.
How did he do nothing?
Because he did nothing.
Devontae Adams was still a top 5 receiver. In
100%. That's because
top 3.
You have the number one. If you have the best wide receiver in the game, you can just put the ball in his vicinity and he will go get it.
They had a top 10 offense.
Yeah.
You can't have a bottom 3 defense.
They had a number 1 wide receiver, a top 5 running back, a bottom 30 quarterback.
No, Derek Carr was a top 10 quarterback. Go look at his numbers.
Based on numbers, he was.
I'm not going off of numbers. Mel knows I'm not going off of numbers. I'm not talking about his damn numbers. I'm talking about him because he is not him.
Even if that's the case, he's still a top 10 quarterback.
Nah, that's what you're going to say. Danny Downs is a top 10 quarterback.
No, he's not.
No, based on numbers, he's definitely not. He's
I'm not going off numbers, Mr. GQ.
If you're not going off for numbers, Daniel Jones is not a top 10 quarterback.
I'm doing what everybody else does. Recency bias. I'm going up this year. They're top 10 quarterback. Hey, okay, bottom 30. Down there at the 30, 32. I don't know where you at. 30, 31, 32.
How could you say that Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback, but Derek Carr was not?
What? Who is that again?
Just trying to figure this out.
Who is that? Who are we talking about again?
Derek Carr, Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones.
I don't know who Derek Carr is.
Like you said, Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback, and Derek Carr was a bottom 30.
I'm toiling. You know this.
I'm just trying to figure out how this makes sense to you.
I'm grinding your gears, man. I see them turning.
I'm not grinding. I've been trying to figure it out. What was in your cup?
Hey, on whatever list Derek Carr is on, Danny Downs is right above him. Okay. I just want you to know that, man.
This is like I said, this is what I have to do.
All right, so if that's the case, then since Derek Carr is on the most likely to be traded list, Daniel Jones will be traded. How about that?
Oh, they said they're not trading him.
I know. I'm just.
But Derek Carr is definitely getting traded. And guess who got to send me $50? Guess who got to send me $50?
Right. I'm gonna send it to you.
I know, because we boys. We gonna keep it. We boys. I trust you. I'm not questioning you. Send it to me. I just want the world to know you go and send it to me. That's all.
No, they know.
We had a bet
when we made the bet.
We had a bet, Mr. GQ.
Okay.
That Derek Carr would get traded before Danny Downs, and then look how this motherfucking season played out.
Okay.
Right. and it's only because, like I said,
wide receiver goes bottom. Well, it's not his fault. It's the defense fault. I got you.
And I said it's all going to be dependent on who makes the playoffs. I said it. I said if Daniel Jones make the playoffs, he goes nowhere.
Hey, that
But
was
if they did not make the playoffs, he was gone.
semantics don't matter in the bet. It's just what
That's
happened.
crazy how you don't want semantics in the bet, but you want semantics in the tough division that the NFC East was. Very crazy.
It wasn't tough, Mel. Stop doing this. The division wasn't tough.
Crazy.
There's a bunch of phonies at the bottom and good teams at the top.
So you know what? Since that's the case, since it was a weak division, I am now reneging my offer because since it was such a soft division. That's the only reason why the Giants made the playoffs, which made me lose the bet.
Listen,
so I'm not doing it.
You're gonna look bad.
I'm not doing it. I'm doing it.
You're gonna
I'm
look
doing
bad
it.
now. You look really bad right now. That's crazy.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
You look disgusted right now. I said I'm taking my bet back. It's already locked in for months now. You're crazy. $750.
I just threw amendments on it.
He said I threw amendments on it.
I take mine green. That's all you need to know. You said it'd be my money.
I just threw amendments on it.
It wasn't no we changed the contract at the end of the year when we see what
happened. Yeah. The fine print was you
had a better team.
Forgot to read the fine print.
Nah, you didn't write no fine print because I wrote the contract out. See, Mel, you can't play me.
It's all good, man. Me and my co-host had a season-long bottle bet for who would pick the most winning games this season overall. So he owes me a bottle. So
yeah, see, you got to get your bottle, and I got to get my $50.
Oh, I'm gonna get my bottle.
I'm gonna get my $50.
Because we had another bottle bet for baseball, and then he beat me on that one. So now we 1-1 on bottle bet. So
yeah, let's do another one, man. We could do another bet. I'm down for another bet.
All right, we'll figure out what it is. I want to get you.
Basketball one.
We can definitely do a basketball. The one thing I did want to touch on was Steve Wilkes. I was reading the interview. He was kind of upset that he didn't get any job offers this time around. I think more particularly, I think he wanted the Cardinals job. I think it was, but he was already the head coach for the Cardinals, which didn't make sense. But
he also didn't keep the job with Carolina.
Right, he was the interim coach this year. But my thing is this: I'm on the other side of this when it comes to. I know they make a big deal about black coaches not getting a fair shake and right out in opportunities to succeed in the NFL as far as getting jobs. But I am not in favor of black coaches just taking any job because it's open.
Yeah.
Like the Cardinals job to me is just not a good job.
No, it's terrible.
And it's the same thing with the Texans job and all of those jobs. Like we fight so hard to get those jobs to fail and then get fired and then complain about what happened. I was like, well, what did you think was going to happen? Those are just bad jobs.
Yeah, like at some point you've got to know your worth, and your worth is not the Cardinals job, it's not the Texans job. Those are two of the worst coaching jobs in the NFL.
Exactly.
Now, from a cap space and a draft perspective, the Texans job.
The Texans job, yeah, but then you have to deal with the organization.
Exactly, that's the problem. And
knowing that they hide the masseuse tables in the basement.
Yeah, like you're still dealing with the effects that Bill O'Brien ruined that whole organization and set them back 30 years.
Don't forget the masseuse tables in the basement.
Hey, they can keep those.
I know they said another Deshaun Watson.
They weren't in the basement. They were in the shed around back.
Now, I don't know completely also how I feel about Reich getting the job either. Frank Reich getting that job in Carolina either.
I'm okay. See, I'm okay with Frank Reich getting the job. That's another bad job. I don't care.
It is, but we're having this cycle of recycled coaches.
But I think Frank Reich doesn't come from. He's only had one other job.
Yeah.
So
the Colts job.
The Colts job. So I'm not mad. Once you had 2 or 3 head coaching jobs, you should be done.
Yeah.
Clearly, it didn't work.
It'd be quite a few coaches that'd be
it's
gone.
It's like
right now.
Basketball. Luke Walt. He's done.
Oh Lord, help us! Luke Walton shouldn't have been a basketball
coach.
Yeah,
he's done. He got 2 chances. He's out. So that's why I get what you're saying.
And that's the way.
Chances and bye-bye.
To me, that's the way it should work itself out. Like, if you're a good coach, you end up staying wherever you are. If you are a good coach and you just was in a bad situation,
You get another
you
job
find a way to grow yourself into a Bill Belichick or um,
Pete
a
Carroll.
Mike McCarthy.
Unless you're Jim
Pete
Caldwell and
Carroll,
you win 10 games and still get fired.
Well, just all right. These are the things. Okay, I can make arguments for the black coaches that got raw deals. The Jim Caldwells, the Marvin Lewises, like those
Hell,
guys. There was no reason.
Lovey Smith in Chicago the
Lovey
first time
Smith,
was another one.
Yeah,
Lovey
Lovey
Smith
got
should have
that
never.
money.
He should have never lost the Chicago job.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like so. Yes, there are definitely instances where there was coaches that were done wrong. Um, but for the most part, I mean, and when I say done wrong, now I'm going to talk about the Hugh Jacksons and um, homie that was in Miami,
Oh, Brian Flores.
um, Brian Flores, because the organizations asked them to do something and they did it, and then they got crucified and got let go for it. Like for several years, they told Hugh Jackson not to win, to get draft picks. The team that is built right now, that was built on Hugh Jackson's watch. I think you should allow him to coach that team now.
Yeah. And instead you
And
made a
Brian
mistake.
Flores.
Yeah, at least see like how far he can get with it. Like he put all the work in, sacrifice. He put definitely all the sacrifice in to get you the pieces. Like the talks he had to have with those guys that want to win, and like, look, we got to put ourselves in better position to win. We can't win like it's not easy on the players either.
All those dudes are there because they were bad for 3-4 years, and I would think they should have been like, all right, well, let's see what you do wholeheartedly with this team. Let's see what you did. Like if you constructed it right, which he did, because we see it now. Everybody thinks they're a Super Bowl caliber team, but he didn't get a chance to coach it. You know, like if he got a chance to coach it and didn't coach it well, totally understand that. That's the Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr situation,
but
where he can only get them to a certain point, but you got to give him a chance. And the same thing with Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith, that team played for Lovie Smith in Houston. I'm talking about now. Like they played for him. He got a quarterback in Davis Mills who nobody else probably would want, and he made that team competitive. Not saying that they were winning games, but they were competitive. They weren't out of a lot of games. They lost some games because they just didn't have enough talent.
No, they even gave the Eagles a bit of a run for their money in the first half.
And it's just like, well, give him some more stuff and let's see what Lovie Smith can do. Look, he took Rex Grossman to a Super Bowl.
People forget about that for some reason.
Can't remember Rex. Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Lovie Smith is a very good coach. Damn good coach.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and I don't believe in the Rooney Rule and stuff like that. I just think you should hire the best coach for the job, whether it's white, black, orange, green, purple. I don't care. Just hire the right coach. And I know they won't. Yeah.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, they just. I don't care about. Oh, well, we gotta interview the black coaches and the minority coach. I don't care about that. If you know the guy that you want to run your organization, then you just hire that guy. If he's white, he's white. If he's black, he's black. It doesn't matter to me. Just because at the end of the day, it's those teams are individual businesses. It's who I want running it. And if it don't work, it don't work. If it works, it works. But to force people to hire minority coaches is stupid to me. I think it takes the minority coaches that are all presently working to hire the minority coaches. Like I had a conversation with my brother, and it's like, how many minority coaches came off the Mike Tomlin coaching tree? Exactly. Like that's the problem right there. That's the problem. It's that Mike Tomlin didn't. Byron Leftwich should have came off of his tree. D'Amico Ryans and all of those guys should have came the same way. Tony Dungy, you got the Herm Edwards, the Romeo Crennels, like all of those came off of his tree. Nobody came off of the Mike Tomlin tree. He's been coaching in Pittsburgh for
12
years now. 12 years,
something like that.
That's a long ass time for you not to have one black coach come off your tree.
Definitely a long ass time.
I think that's where it has to change. That's why I like what Deion Sanders is doing, where he has a group of black coaches that used to be head coaches at HBCUs or FBS schools, so that they can have opportunities in the next 2 or 3 years to be a head coach at a Power Five school and then
Yeah.
maybe go into the NFL.
Yeah, they definitely he has a very diverse staff. Like
No, it's
at
very
Colorado
diverse.
now.
It's very diverse. But that's the thing. It's like he still made it a priority to pull a bunch of black
Yeah,
coaches with him. And that's my thing. It's like I just think it should be more
yeah,
on us as a group to take care of our own. Don't worry about somebody else doing it.
yeah. The only problem with that is we're also on the other side of that. We're notorious for sabotaging our own.
Sure.
Oh, 100%.
We're our worst enemy.
That's the problem. We see
Shit, we're a
we see
testament
black
to
we
that.
see black success, but then we ruin our own success.
We want black success, but we hate black success.
Yeah, it's like, if we have black success in like a clothing line, we don't want to pay for that, but then we'll go pay some ridiculous price for some Italian cat who got some other brand, and because
100%.
but make it all make sense.
Make it all make sense.
I'm man.
Preach, black brothers.
You are preaching. You are preaching. You are preaching.
But it's the truth. We there's something that we've talked about multiple times. Is like until we start doing things collectively and not sabotaging each other, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. No one's holding us back.
Don't sabotage and then try to do things together. Do things together in the first place.
Sabotage somebody else, but not
sabotage.
Your own.
Yeah, right.
We actually got some. We're gonna have to definitely bring you back. We're working on something else that I think the way you're thinking is gonna work.
Yeah, we got to get you back up here too to get you get your co-host on here, and then we got to do a collab with them too, Mel. So we got to go on his show too.
Most definitely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
We got to work out a day. We got to work out a day.
Yeah, I tell you right now. So when y'all come and do that with us, we'll do an NBA thing because my man is an NBA historian. That is his thing. Like that is my man will talk NBA. Definitely. You want to talk 70s, 80s, 90s? Like that's what he does.
Ooh, let's do it.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, he is that guy. Like I love the NBA and I know my basketball, but he knows basketball like I know football.
Football, right?
Good.
That's what what gets us around.
I'm gonna chop it up with him now. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's wrap this. We're gonna wrap this up. Let's get these picks out of the way for the championship round. Who you got, Troy? We got first game.
Listen,
we'll do Bengals.
We'll
do Bengals Chiefs.
I was just gonna give him who I think going to the Super Bowl.
Well, just get Bengals Chiefs. Who you got winning the game?
I got the 49ers versus the Chiefs.
So you got to see, you gotta do shit his own way. You just follow direction.
I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
GQ, who you got?
I got Cincinnati in this game.
Yeah, well, give me both games because he done gave me both games.
I got Cincinnati and give me Philadelphia as well in a close game.
Cincinnati, Philly. Okay, going with the upset on the other end. Okay, no, if Philly goes to the Super Bowl, they're going to get their ass beat by the Bengals.
I don't know, that defense.
Yeah, not against Joe Burrow. Yeah, so I'm going to go Bengals, 49ers. 49ers will win their Super Bowl. They'll Kyle Shanahan will finally get his Super Bowl.
So you calling for the rookie to win the Super Bowl?
Yep.
I'm calling for the 49ers to win because they've been so close so many times over the last 4 to 5 years. I mean, it's like they're going to break it one time. They're going to. Unless they come up against the Chiefs. I said this at work to my boys. If they come up against the Chiefs, I think they could definitely get their revenge. But they're
going to beat the shit out of the Chiefs.
Yeah, I do think if Patrick is not 100% healthy, that they
if they line up against the Chiefs, I think they'll beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's just a bad matchup. The Chiefs, it's just bad match. Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. But I think every team that's left, I think is a bad matchup. Like 49ers are a bad matchup. I think all the teams, it don't matter who they play here.
No, but that's what I just think
that defense is crazy. And then the schemes, and I said this to you before, the schemes that those guys can draw up on offense with Debo and Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Like that alone is like, yo, what the fuck are we gonna do? Then you got Ayuk in those moments when they do that. Ayuk's up the field 25 yards looking for a space in the defense to catch the ball. Like it's a dangerous offense. Like I think it all depends on Brock Purdy. Like what he comes out and does. Does he have one of those Brock Purdy games, or does he succumb to the pressure? We don't know. We don't know.
I think he passed. I think he passed that pressure. I think now it's just for him. It's just to do what he's been doing. Just don't turn the ball over. Play within the system, and just get the ball to the playmakers.
Because if they start losing at this point, do you put drop Garoppolo back in, or do you just let Purdy?
Oh no, you turn Purdy loose. Yeah, you turn Purdy loose.
But I do agree. If Purdy's gonna have a bad game, it's gonna be this Philly game.
Right. It'll be against the defense.
Can the defense still overcome that bad game? That would be the question.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I just think they can. That's what I'm saying. Against the Eagles, I think they can. Because they're going to put so much pressure on Justin. I keep calling everybody Justin. On Jalen Hurts. They're going to put so much pressure on him. Like that front four is going to get in there. They're going to hit him a lot. Especially with that O-line. They're going to attack their weak spot of the O-line. I think the 49ers is the worst matchup the Eagles want to have when it comes to O-line versus D-line. Because I just think the 49ers defensive line is going to overpower their offensive line.
Oh, no. I mean, that Eagle front line, that Eagle offensive line is legit.
It's good, but I just
look, Lane Johnson is a bad man.
Yeah, the 49ers are known to disrupt some good offensive lines. So,
that's what's going to make this weekend. That's what's going to make this weekend so good. So we got, we got it, and then we'll see. We're going to either. I think, like I said, I got the Bengals, 49ers. GQ, you had Eagles.
I had Eagles and Bengals.
Yeah, Eagles, Bengals. And Troy, you had
49ers.
49ers, Bengals.
No, 49ers.
49ers, Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
49ers, Chiefs.
Yeah,
so we hit all the spectrums. So
we got three different picks. Yeah, we got three different picks. I noticed it from the jump, but yeah.
All right. So we're gonna head up on out of here, Mr. GQ. Tell the people where to find you, where they can reach out to you.
Somebody gonna be looking for you after this episode.
So you can catch us on. We're streaming on all major platforms. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We have a website as well. We're on YouTube, gentlemen'stalk.com. You can find any and all things that we have. And new episodes come out every single Thursday. We record on Wednesdays. So we just concluded season 4. Season 5, we're going to start off with a banger coming up soon.
There you go. Go check it out, man. Go check them out, man.
Thank you, sir. Moolage is back in the building.
What's
going on, Moolage? We're about to head up out of here. Who you got before we get up out of here? Give me your picks for this weekend.
Bengals, Eagles.
Bengals, Eagles. Okay, we got two Bengals, Eagles.
Yeah, two of us on the same page with this Bengals, Eagles, man.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, you got to break it down. You got to break it down football-wise, man.
All right, we heading out. So, any last words from you?
Well, y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with a Football Friday. I know I had to get up out of here, handle some things, but I'm back with the last word. Like, comment, subscribe, share, follow. Go ahead, y'all make sure y'all tap in with my boy, Mr. GQ. Go ahead and follow him on all of his platforms as well. Y'all know what it is, man. Follow the Sports Mover, man. We out of here. I'm gonna see y'all on Monday because I got some heat.
You get out the chat.
That was his final thoughts, man. Leave him alone.
Get out the chat. Lions gonna win the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
My God. Troy, last words.
Listen, man. Hey, True Love. I know you probably ain't watching this, but hey, you got something in store for you on Monday, baby. So you better be ready for that smoke. Make sure you guys come tune in Monday. It's gonna be a
Monday. Monday's gonna be crazy. Another dope show, Mr. GQ. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. We'll definitely have you on again, and we're gonna return the favor. You just let us know, when
I'll be in touch with
so
you.
we can make that work. Another Football Friday in the books. Another dope show. This is what we do here.
Hey, and I appreciate y'all having me. So, and I'll be letting the folks know, say, hey, tune in. Y'all got to check these fellas out, man. This is good stuff.
We appreciate it, man. Same over here, man. Look, you give us love, we give you love back. All right.
100%.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to the chat today, man. Y'all was busting in there. Shout out to I Hate the NFL. He carried the chat for a majority.
Definitely love the chat.
Shout out to
Loved it.
Man. Trust me, you guys in the chat, we pay attention to the chat, so we know how much you in here, how much you comment, and trust me, hey, that's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? We don't want to give too much away, but keep doing what y'all doing, and we gonna show you our things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, come back. Come back, like, subscribe if first time coming through. Thank you for stopping. Hope you continue. If you can, trying to, my brain's froze up for a second.
He said the Lions had to win the Super Bowl and threw them all.
That's what I'm saying. The Lions fan is fucking my shit up. Stop saying that. Lions will not win the Super Bowl. And
next year.
No, they won't. Unless you play in Madden.
No, let's not do that.
You couldn't even win it in Madden. It wouldn't even work.
He said you couldn't even win it in Madden.
But we love the chat. We love the chat. Yo, and like I said, just come through next week. Monday basketball show is going to be ignorant. That's all I'm going to say.
It's going to be ignorant. I'm letting y'all know right now it's going to be very ignorant on Monday.
So
don't back out, True Love. Don't back out.
Tune in, show out, all of that. Yeah. Another From the Sidelines football show in the books.